morning. This is Alex. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday. There's a guy out there. I think basically his goal is to try to help people get music signed for sync. So, use in TV shows, movies, etc. And he put up a video. I'll maybe try to add a link somewhere talking about, you know, why your music isn't getting picked up. And so I was expecting some kind of helpful discussion about, who you're sending it to or maybe how you're presenting it to them. But he just goes right into basically the reason that a lot of the music he hears that he feels is not good enough is he basically just says your samples are terrible. And, watching this video, it just really kind of made me reflect on my own process because I can imagine a lot of maybe new producers going into that and going, oh yeah, my samples are terrible, I need to get better samples. And he makes a good recommendation for a couple of good sample libraries out there, sample services. And certainly having good samples makes mixing a lot easier. It makes finding a sound that inspires you a lot easier. But I just recognized as soon as he said that, there's this thought pattern that goes along with that I used to have all the time. Oh, well, no wonder my music's not good because I'm not using this software. Or no wonder my music's not good because I'm not using these kind of samples. Or no wonder my music's not good because I'm not mixing it properly. And it's so easy to create these, I would say, kind of imaginary obstacles. And it's so easy to feel like, well, my music will be good enough when I do this thing, when I get this thing, when I buy this thing. And so, I know a lot of musicians, a lot of producers out there have some serious gear addiction problems. Like, oh, I need this synth, or I need this drum machine, or I need this compressor. And but this just goes back to the ideas that I was talking about in my last video, Am I Worthy? It's like that belief that my music will never be good enough until I do this thing or until I do that thing. It's such a hurtful and destructive belief because I really think music as an art form, and I think this goes for most art forms and most things in general, all these beliefs about what makes it good enough or what makes it enough, it's all just our kind of self-doubt rearing its head and saying, well, clearly you don't have this thing that person has, so you're not enough. Or clearly you don't sound quite like this other person, so you're not enough. But for me, that's where all of the creativity and innovation in an art form lies, is like, okay, maybe I don't have $200 to drop on a really nice sample library, so does that mean I can't write music? And so I just wanted to kind of offer this as a counterpoint. I appreciate the advice that he's giving everyone. I think, for me personally, I use a lot of NI stuff, and it's helped me a lot. It's improved the sound, and yet after I started using it, my music started to feel a little canned. It started to feel a little maybe a little too produced. And so what I wanted to do today is actually just using my phone, some found sounds around my apartment, and some of the stock samples in the iMachine 2 app. Just craft a little snippet of a song just to show that you can use anything as a sample. You can use the most ridiculous, what you would think of as kind of poor quality sound source to create something that's musically interesting and that people will enjoy listening to. So That video, it's going to be up on my Instagram. I'll post the link, and you can just see a little snippet of what can be done just using really like stuff that's lying around your house. Because for me, ultimately, I hope that anyone who's out there producing music or doing whatever kind of art, that you don't allow those doubts about what do I need to have to be successful or to make good music or good art. Don't let those doubts stand in the way of actually making stuff. Make stuff with what you have right now. Take it as far as you can possibly go, and only when you've exhausted all of those options, then maybe you realize, okay, I've exhausted this, I've explored it fully. I know I need something more. Let me take it to the next level. So I hope you don't create obstacles for yourself, but actually allow yourself to keep moving forward. And head over to my Instagram to check out this little found sound production. Thanks so much for listening. Here's to the journey.